Are you ready to unlock the key to success? In this video, we're diving deep into the world of Stoicism to uncover the profound importance of listening in our pursuit of success. Lesson 1. Recognize the importance of listening. Listening is one of the most powerful skills we can cultivate. In the teachings of Stoicism, we are reminded to focus on what we can control. We cannot control what others say, but we can control how we listen. Listening is not just about hearing words. It's about truly understanding the speaker's thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Stoicism emphasizes wisdom and understanding, and listening is the gateway to both. We want to speak our minds, make our points, and prove we are right. But Stoicism teaches that wisdom comes from understanding others. And to understand, we must first listen. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This simple yet profound idea captures the essence of why listening is so important. By listening, we open ourselves up to learning and growth. Listening allows us to connect with others. It builds trust and respect. When we truly listen to someone, we make them feel valued. This is a key element of success in all areas of life. Whether in our personal relationships, our work, or our broader communities, listening helps us understand others' needs and perspectives. It helps us make better decisions and avoid unnecessary conflict. In Stoicism, the goal is to live in harmony with others and with nature. Listening is a tool that helps us achieve this harmony. It requires patience, humility, and self-discipline, all core Stoic virtues. When we listen, we put aside our ego and our desire to dominate the conversation. We become more receptive to the wisdom and experiences of others. To recognize the importance of listening is to recognize its role in shaping our character. Listening helps us develop empathy, a quality that is essential for a Stoic life. It helps us build stronger, more meaningful relationships. And most importantly, it helps us grow wiser. By recognizing the importance of listening, we can take the first step towards becoming better communicators and better human beings. Lesson 2. Be fully present. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is mindfulness, the ability to be fully present in the moment. To listen effectively, we must be fully present. This means giving our full attention to the speaker without distractions. In a world full of constant noise and interruptions, being present is more challenging than ever. But it is also more necessary than ever. When we are fully present, we are able to absorb the full meaning of what is being said. We can hear not only the words, but also the tone, the emotion, and the intention behind them. Being present allows us to engage deeply with the conversation, to understand the speaker on a deeper level. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, and our attention is one of the few things we can fully control. By being present, we take control of our attention and direct it towards the speaker. This is an act of respect, both for the speaker and for ourselves. It is a way of showing that we value the conversation and that we are open to learning. Being present also requires us to let go of distractions, both external and internal. External distractions can be our phones, our environment, or other people. Internal distractions are our own thoughts, judgments, and emotions. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and centered, even in the face of distractions. By practicing mindfulness, we can train ourselves to be fully present in every conversation. When we are fully present, we also become more aware of our own reactions. We can notice when we are starting to lose focus or when our mind is wandering. Stoicism teaches us to be self-aware and to take responsibility for our own thoughts and actions. By being fully present, we become better listeners and more mindful individuals. Lesson 3. Avoid interrupting. Stoicism teaches us the value of patience and humility. One of the most common barriers to effective listening is the urge to interrupt. When we interrupt someone, we are not just breaking the flow of conversation. We are also showing a lack of respect for the speaker. Interrupting is often a sign that we are more interested in expressing our own thoughts than in understanding the other person. The Stoic virtue of patience reminds us to slow down, to wait for the right moment, and to give others the space to express themselves fully. When we avoid interrupting, we are practicing patience. We are showing that we are willing to wait, to listen, and to learn. Interrupting also reflects a lack of humility. Stoicism teaches us to recognize our own limitations and to approach every conversation with an open mind. When we interrupt, we are assuming that we already know what the other person is going to say. We are assuming that our thoughts are more important than theirs. This is a sign of ego, not wisdom. By avoiding interruptions, we can create a more respectful and productive dialogue. We can give the speaker the time and space they need to fully express themselves. This not only helps us understand their perspective, but also makes the conversation more meaningful and constructive. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of self-control. The urge to interrupt often comes from a lack of control over our own impulses. We may feel the need to jump in and share our thoughts immediately, but Stoicism teaches us to pause, to reflect, and to wait for the right moment. By exercising self-control, we can become more patient and thoughtful listeners. Avoiding interruptions also helps us develop a deeper sense of empathy. When we listen without interrupting, we are able to fully absorb the speaker's message. We can understand their emotions, their concerns, and their point of view. This helps us build stronger, more empathetic relationships. Avoiding interruptions is not just a matter of good manners. It is a way of cultivating patience, humility, and self-control. It is a way of showing respect for others and for the wisdom that can be gained from truly listening. Lesson 4. Reflect on what's being said. Stoicism teaches us to reflect deeply on our own thoughts and actions. This practice of reflection is equally important when it comes to listening. To truly understand someone, we must take the time to reflect on what they are saying. This means not just hearing the words, but considering their meaning, their implications, and their underlying emotions. When we reflect on what is being said, we are engaging with the speaker on a deeper level. We are not just passively receiving information, we are actively processing it. This helps us gain a clearer understanding of the speaker's message and allows us to respond in a more thoughtful and meaningful way. Stoicism encourages us to seek wisdom in every situation. By reflecting on what is being said, we open ourselves up to new perspectives and new insights. We may discover something we had not considered before, or we may gain a deeper understanding of the speaker's experiences and emotions. This process of reflection helps us grow wiser and more empathetic. Reflection also helps us avoid misunderstandings. When we take the time to reflect on what is being said, we can clarify any points of confusion or uncertainty. We can ask for clarification or further explanation if needed. This helps ensure that we are truly understanding the speaker's message, rather than making assumptions or jumping to conclusions. In Stoicism, reflection is a key part of personal growth. By reflecting on what is being said, we are practicing the Stoic principles of mindfulness, wisdom, and self-awareness. We are taking responsibility for our own understanding and for the way we engage with others. To reflect on what is being said also means to set aside our own judgments and biases. Stoicism teaches us to approach every situation with an open mind, free from preconceived notions or judgments. By reflecting on the speaker's words, we can gain a clearer and more objective understanding of their message. By reflecting on what is being said, we can make the most of these opportunities. We can become more thoughtful, more empathetic, and more wise in our interactions with others. Lesson 5. Manage your emotions. Stoicism teaches us the importance of emotional control. In any conversation, emotions can run high. We may feel frustrated, angry, or defensive. But if we let our emotions take over, we cannot listen effectively. Managing our emotions is essential for becoming a better listener. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. This simple advice is incredibly powerful. When we feel our emotions rising, we must pause. We must take a step back and give ourselves time to regain control. This allows us to approach the conversation with a calm and clear mind, rather than letting our emotions cloud our judgment. Managing our emotions also means letting go of our ego. Often, our emotional reactions come from a place of ego, feeling attacked, feeling misunderstood, or feeling the need to defend ourselves. But Stoicism teaches us to rise above our ego. We must focus on the bigger picture and not get caught up in our own emotional responses. When we manage our emotions, we create a space for understanding. We can listen more openly and without judgment. This not only improves our ability to listen, but also helps the speaker feel heard and understood. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and composed, even in difficult situations. This emotional resilience is key to effective listening. Managing emotions also helps us stay present. When we are caught up in our emotions, we are not fully focused on the speaker. Our minds are distracted by our own emotional reactions. Stoicism teaches us to remain centered and focused, even when faced with emotional triggers. By managing our emotions, we can stay fully present in the conversation and listen more effectively. Emotional control is not about suppressing our emotions, but about understanding and managing them. It's about recognizing when our emotions are getting in the way of clear thinking and effective communication. By managing our emotions, we can become better listeners, better communicators, and more emotionally intelligent individuals. Lesson 6. Listen to understand, not to reply. Stoicism teaches us to seek wisdom and understanding in every situation. When it comes to listening, this means listening to understand, not to reply. Too often, we listen with the intention of responding rather than with the intention of truly understanding the speaker. This mindset prevents us from fully engaging with the speaker's message. Listening to understand requires us to set aside our own agenda. We must let go of the need to prove ourselves right or to get our own point across. Instead, we must focus entirely on the speaker and their message. This is a practice of humility and patience, both of which are central to Stoic philosophy. When we listen to understand, we approach the conversation with curiosity and openness. We are not focused on what we're going to say next, but on what the speaker is saying in the moment. This allows us to gain a deeper understanding of their perspective and their experiences. Stoicism teaches us to seek truth and wisdom in every situation. By listening to understand, we open ourselves up to new insights and new knowledge. We may learn something we didn't know before, or we may gain a new perspective on an issue. This helps us grow wiser and more knowledgeable. Listening to understand also helps us build stronger relationships. When we listen with the intention of understanding, we show the speaker that we value their thoughts and opinions. This creates a sense of trust and respect, which is essential for building meaningful connections. Listening to understand is a way of cultivating wisdom, humility, and patience. It is a way of showing respect for others and for the knowledge and insights they have to offer. By listening to understand, we can become better communicators, better learners, and better people. Lesson 7. Encourage others to share more. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate empathy and understanding in our relationships with others. One of the most effective ways to do this is by encouraging others to share more. When we create a safe and supportive space for others to express themselves, we foster deeper connections and greater understanding. Encouraging others to share more means being an active and engaged listener. It means showing genuine interest in what they have to say and asking thoughtful questions to encourage further discussion. This helps the speaker feel valued and understood, which in turn deepens the conversation. In Stoicism, the goal is to live in harmony with others and to foster positive, meaningful relationships. Encouraging others to share more is a way of practicing this principle. It shows that we are not just interested in our own thoughts and opinions, but in the thoughts and opinions of others as well. By encouraging others to share more, we also open ourselves up to new perspectives and new insights. We can learn from the experiences and wisdom of others, which helps us grow wiser and more empathetic. Stoicism teaches us to seek wisdom in every situation, and listening to others is one of the most powerful ways to gain that wisdom. Encouraging others to share more also helps build trust and respect in our relationships. When we show that we are truly interested in what others have to say, they are more likely to open up and share their thoughts and feelings. This creates a deeper, more meaningful connection and helps build stronger, more resilient relationships. Encouraging others to share more is a way of cultivating empathy, understanding, and wisdom. It is a way of fostering deeper connections and greater harmony in our relationships with others. By creating a space for others to express themselves, we can become better listeners, better communicators, and better human beings.